In his introduction to the Bhagavad-Gita, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada talks about the five main topics of Bhagavad-Gita. He writes, and I quote, "The subject of the Bhagavad-Gita entails the comprehension of five basic truths: the Ishvara, the Supreme Controller, and the Jivas, the controlled living entities; Prakriti or material nature, and time, the duration of existence of the whole universe or the manifestation of the material nature, and karma or activity are also discussed." Unquote. Thus, Prabhupada identifies five key topics of Bhagavad Gita, namely Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. To this list of five, I would like to add a sixth topic, which is yoga. Yoga is extensively discussed in Bhagavad Gita, but not noted in Prabhupada's list. This addition is important because if we only discuss the five topics he notes, then Bhagavad Gita would be seen as a science of this world, but not describing transcendence from this world. We would also disregard the fact that many Bhagavad Gita chapters, even in Prabhupada's translation and commentary on Bhagavad Gita, are entitled as chapters on different kinds of yoga. And so, I will talk about Bhagavad Gita as a collection of six main subjects, which include Prabhupada's five subjects, namely Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma, and add yoga to this list. Each of these six Bhagavad Gita terms is currently translated into English. But the problem with that translation is that the Bhagavad Gita words don't mean the same as the Western or English words. For instance, we translate Ishvara as God, but these two are not the same. Likewise, we often translate Jiva as the soul, but they are quite different. Therefore, it is essential to keep using the Vedic terms to demarcate them from the Western connotations coming from translations. But insofar as everyone may not be familiar with these Vedic terms, we can sometimes also use the English words for convenience. We must bear in mind that if we use the English translations of the Vedic words, we don't mean to synonymize the Vedic words with the English words. These are just matters of convenience for an audience that may not be so familiar with the Vedic words and more familiar with the English words. This convenience must be used with caution. An easy example of convenience with caution is the use of the word president. Many countries have their presidents, but they don't have the same powers, roles, and duties. And yet, the word president means someone important in a nation. Calling two people presidents of some countries doesn't mean they have the same power, roles, and duties. And yet, in some loose sense, we can communicate the idea that we are talking about the head of a government. If we used different words for them, most people would not understand. If we synonymize the words, everyone will misunderstand. And therefore, we use these words for convenience, but with caution. Abusing that convenience creates misunderstanding, and rejecting that convenience hinders understanding. Let's begin by defining these six terms and topics. These are brief definitions right now, and we will go over the nuances of each of these words later in this video. We will also contrast them to the English words, such as the difference between Ishvara and God, or Jiva and the soul. But we need a simple definition to show that these six topics are highly interrelated and not independent subjects. We also cannot understand any topic fully without the other topics. Therefore, these topics are not like six separate balls in a bag which we could pick without the others. They are rather like links of a chain, such that picking up one link means picking up all the links. And yet, we can still talk about each individual link in a chain without delinking the chain into individual links. The general principle of many interrelated topics is called Bheda Bhed in the Vedic tradition. Bheda means there are many individual links, and Abheda means they are part of one chain.